in the space of animation and comics, and we're going to learn a little more about the whole armor.
Yes.
Welcome to the program, and welcome for being part of the live event here at the Voice Box.
Thanks for having me.
Why don't you share with the folks a little bit about yourself and your, if you will, your project and your product, and what that's going to look like on the network when we air it on the network.
Okay. Well, again, my name is Chevis Davis. I'm the artist and creator of the Whole Armor comic book series. It's a series of 10 books. So far, we've been able to transition into the animation space. The book is about young people that have social emotional challenges, struggles, and sins that manifest into demons. The kids have to go to a spiritual realm to fight the demons to get their real life back on track, and they win the fight by putting on the whole armor. And so the comic books were originally supposed to be cartoons, but whether you may or may not know, animation is very expensive, and at the time I didn't have the resources. So I said, let me go ahead and do what I know, and I drew the comic books, I wrote the stories, and it was actually a passion project from when I was a teacher, and I see, the state of the youth, and I would ask them, have you ever been in church? Have you ever read the Bible? And 2 or 3 hands are raised. And
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah. And so I was like, wow, this is a gap of spiritual well-being that the kids, don't have. And so I wanted to create something that wasn't too preachy, but still to get them the positive message about how to be a better person, how to be a better individual, to motivate them. So I created the Whole Armor comic book series.
Growing up as a kid, cartoon played a big role in our lives. It impacted our lives, right? And today, I can only imagine what it's doing for young people today. Mm-hmm. Would you say that it has the same effect today than it did for my generation back when?
I would say that it's even more powerful now.
I see.
Because shows back in the day when we used to watch Ninja Turtles and Thundercats and things like that, we can only watch it on television.
I was talking about Scooby-Doo, man.
Scooby-Doo, so you're going back. But even though Scooby-Doo, Jetsons, Hanna-Barbera, they was only, in the US.
Jetsons.
In the US. Yeah. But now, once you upload something to TikTok, YouTube, whatever it is, people worldwide can be introduced to it. And so you can find in general, just the Power Rangers phenomenon was a Japanese show that came to America, and I don't know if you've seen a series about it, but just that cross culture can make things phenomenal. Power Rangers is still coming on to this day.
One of the biggest, I guess, influencer for young people today are the gamers, the gaming that they play. Is there a way, because they're saying these games are really influencing young people and their actions that they're taking? Am I off base to think that somehow animation can be a counter to that, a mitigating factor to that? Because obviously, you're basically trying to instill a certain message, a positive message, an alternative. Mm-hmm. A lot of killing, violence, in these games. How do you see that working?
I think wouldn't say it would be a counter, but it can actually be a divergent or even a catalyst or transition. So animation and animators and gamers, people that create games, they're actually one group of people. I went to art school. I went to Savannah College of Art and Design, and it's the same group of people. And so you'll find
the animation thing, because animation in the games, animation in terms of the cartoon characters, etc.
It's the same group of people, and they just interrelate to whatever direction they want to go to. So I think having the animation can bridge me to the gap to the games is where we want to go. We want to create a whole Armor universe.
Right.
And so now that we have the storyline, now that we have the animation, it's going to be an easier segue to get to the gaming field so that we can draw that same type of message.
So now that you're going to be on the network, what are you hoping to, what kind of change, what are you expecting is going to be your effect to the marketplace?
Well, 2 things. Number one, the exposure. We're known in a certain group of people, but the best part about it is we're offering a creative way that people never see ministry go in. People that love God, people that are Christians, people that understand what a spiritual life needs to have in it. We're taking a different direction and approach to it. Not only that, but we're appealing to a different generation in a different type of way. You may not find, like we asked the question, you may not find kids that ever read the Bible or know a single scripture. But we infuse, we can infuse the scriptures into the animation and the comic book that people can use and say, hey, now I see how to apply this.
Gotcha.
And so my study as a young person of the Bible was to find out how I can use the scripture in my everyday life. You know, how can the Bible be practical? I don't know Paul. I don't know who Moses is. I don't know who, who the Jeremiah is. But the message that they were delivering and the power of God in it is what I want to teach the kids how to use. Because most people think the Bible is a shunning type of book, but I always received it as a power-giving book.
Yeah.
So I want to be able to, show individuals how they can take the Bible and get power with it instead of don't do this, thou should not that.
Right. I think I'm hearing a secret sauce kind of thing in this message where you're giving a younger generation a different look.
Right.
Not the stereotypical, where they want to run the other way.
Right.
You want to be able to have the ability to engage them and connect with them, and I think that's what the whole armor is about.
That's what it's about. Yeah.
All right, so I want to thank you, man, for being part of this lunch this afternoon. I'll be a partner here at. What do you think? What do you think of the Voice Box?
I think this is outstanding. I mean, first of all, being an artist, walking into the doors and you see the beautiful artwork, I'm like, oh, this is the place to be.
Yeah.
And then in the rooms, there's artwork as well. Going to art school, you appreciate all forms of art, the architectural design, the interior design. Just different spaces of how they let out. So this was very encouraging to see, artistic approach to going to podcasts and doing things just like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're excited that just everybody coming together and working together to bring their collective, gifts and talent to the relationship.
Definitely.
Thank you so much, man.
I appreciate it.
All right. So coming up next, we have the final, what we've been waiting for, the person of the hour, if you will, the guest and the proprietor, the owner of this creative studio, Malia, coming up, and we'll be right back after this message.
That was good. Appreciate that.
Thanks.
Place. I thought Adrian would come sit in the back, so I can have one of the programs in the room. Okay, just forget him. Miles, no, you can sit back there. I'm just probably gonna reference you as one of the shows we're gonna be.
Today we're taking a little vacation on the west end of St. Croix.
The emotional tech guy.
Visiting a seaside restaurant called the Beachside Cafe here at Sandcastles on the
I tried.
You got it? Okay.
But then I can take you outside and still put your hair like that.
I'll be doing that. Don't worry.
I'd like to introduce Chris and Ted, the owners of Beachside Cafe, and also Sandcastles on the Beach. This is amazing. Thank you.
Sandcastle on the Beach is
Where's
quiet, it's friendly, relaxing.
I often entertain guests, and this is the one place I always try to bring people. Tell us a little bit about the hotel.
Well, the hotel is a 25-room hotel. We have 10 different room types. We also have, of course, our greatest asset, the ocean out there, which our side of the island is very calm typically. So it's the best.
Congrats.
Thank you, man.
Also
Thank
great
you.
for snorkeling.
Thank you,
And
man.
there's walking, we're doing a nice walking beach for guests beach access. It's right here. So we love it.
And we're also fortunate we have just up the way Sandy Point National Park, and Frederickstead Sound is just a mile away. And so we're really
You can just wrap it
fortunate to
around,
be
wrap around the
fun.
thing with that, and tilt it down so it's not going to touch.
Okay, folks, welcome back. And the moment we've been waiting for is the special guest of honor here at her beautiful establishment, the Voice Box. I got to tell you, man, the first time I was invited to be here, I know Yvette said to me, "It's wait till you see it," but it really took me being here to really understand what she was talking about. And I gotta congratulate you for a job well done in this division, the decor, just the feel, the vibe. It's just phenomenal.
Thank you so much.
I have not seen. I've been to a lot of different studios, right? Whether it's television, you have your typical television station, then you have your radio. You took it to a whole nother level, and I'm looking forward to just hearing your story and how you basically came up with the concept and the different themes you have for the rooms. Welcome to our TV network. This is the Kalua Alliance Media Network, and we're here today because we are announcing this is the official launch and kickoff of our strategic partnership with the Voice Box here in South Florida, and this is the founder and CEO of the Voice Box. Malia, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having us as well. Thank you so much. So how do you feel?
Wow.
Where's the balloons? You said there were going to be some balloons and some champagne. What happened?
No. Well, there is champagne.
Oh, it's okay. All right. Okay.
And we will have balloons
Okay.
to celebrate soon.
Soon. Okay.
No, thank you for being here.
No problem. So we're here. And why don't you share with our viewing and listening audience a little bit about yourself, how you got here, and excited to talk about the different programming that's going to come out of the Voice Box. I mean, I'm excited about the different shows that we're going to produce, but talk a little bit about who you are and how you got here.
Yeah, so I started my career as a prosecutor in Miami-Dade.
Wow.
That's right. So for over 6 years, serving the citizens of Miami-Dade County. I will stand by the fact that it was absolutely the best job that I ever had.
Really?
Absolutely. I loved being a prosecutor. It was my life's honor to serve in that capacity. But, as with all things, there was, time to move on to other things. I met my wonderful husband who's sitting in the back of the room. And
you weren't prosecuting him, were you?
I was not. He does like to tell people that we met because I got him out of jail. Not true. Not true.
I think I couldn't resist that one.
He's never been in jail. But it was the good fortune I had to meet and fall in love with him that actually precipitated my move into corporate.
Amen.
So I left my prosecutorial career and moved in-house, where I served as Senior Privacy and Cybersecurity and Technology Counsel for another almost 11 years with major medical device and healthcare companies.
Wow.
But it was the journey of working with creatives, with engineers, with sales and marketing teams that I really, I think, fell in love with the creative process. My husband is a former brand manager and the consummate creative. He now is the owner of an all-natural pet food franchise group that he conceptualized and created from nothing, and having the privilege of watching him just innovate and break into that industry was just extremely inspiring. And I knew that even on the legal side of things, I needed to be where creating innovation was happening and where I could work more closely with creators in the digital media space.
Wow. As I listen to you, I'm trying to listen. I'm looking at the different intersection as to how all of this converged. Coming from your very diverse background to your husband and to where we are today. All of that is like a a recipe, right, with the ingredients you put together to create what you've to make what you've created. And so, talk a little bit about the vision that you have for what you've created.
Yeah, I mean, it's my vision that VoiceBox would be a creator's hub here in South Florida. It would be one of many, but that this would be a place, and you talked a little bit about the feeling, and I was so happy to hear you say that, because we didn't build this place just to have, the best equipment. I mean, that's a part of it, of course. We have to create quality digital media product. That's the differentiator. But the spirit of the place is also equally as important to me. That when folks come in and they converge on this place, that they would feel inspired to create, right? That we could create an atmosphere where the creative process can happen. And so whether you come in here and you shoot a podcast, you shoot a YouTube video, a short, or whatever, or you just come in here to think, that we would have fostered an atmosphere where if you have writer's block, if you're having a creative block, that you can come in here. You have a membership to this place. You can come and you can sit and you can find your inspiration, and the blocks can be removed. You can take the brakes off and you can just go for it. And our motto is our box, your voice. We want to have everything that you need so that you can just come and be.
So I've looked at the evolution of, if you will, broadcast media. Once upon a time, the big networks dominated, but obviously the technology has changed all that, right? It allows anyone with the ability to broadcast through some device and an internet connection. They're doing that. Is that the reason why we're seeing more and more, if you will, major media, traditional legacy media, kind of dying on the vine? Because it just seems like, I call it the great equalizer, and the internet has empowered anyone that has an idea, a concept, a story. They can tell it. Artists have been doing that with canvases, right? It's not the same, but they're creators, right? And they've tried to tell their story and create a picture on canvas, right? Now this is a digital space. This is a place, a production space where you can come and bring and build a community behind that. Is there a bridge between what we know of or transition from traditional media to now giving everybody a place where they can come and call their home, a community, and just really create? Is this what I'm seeing? 'Cause I have senses that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. Is where folks, I think, had been disenfranchised almost from the creator's economy at one point, right? Because you had, like you said, the bigger players that were dominating the space. That this little thing called a phone, a computer in your hand, has certainly brought the world closer to everyone. And so this sort of decentralization of the internet is making it possible for folks that wouldn't have had access 10, 15 years ago to this space, this creative space, and what we have now with social media and the connectivity. And it's good. And so we see it from a marketing standpoint that, the brands want to work with creators that that feel more organic, right? The yous and the me's. You don't have to have huge followings. This user-generated content. People want to feel that they're buying things from people that look like them, that sound like them, that are more familiar to them. And so, that's certainly, I think, the trend today. And so, I think that education, though, is important, because what I'm seeing from a trending standpoint is, yes, that's the trend and that's the wave. But like everything else, the information is slow to get to the pockets of the world where there's inequality. And so one of my missions with VoiceBox and with my law firm is to make sure that folks realize there's an economy for you to participate in. You don't have to have 100,000 followers to pitch brand deals to big brands. Now, big brands want to work with you with 1,000 followers, with 500 followers.
It's not about quantity. It's about
That's
quality,
right.
right.
It's about the quality. If you know how to catch the light, you know how to set up a camera on your phone, then you can get a couple $100 brand deal.
Now, I see you talked about creators, but when I met you for the first time and came here, what has been a problem for small, disadvantaged mom and pop business?
Yeah.
Is the ability to get their message out there, to market and promote their brand. And not having a place to go, and just not knowing how to do this. That's what I see this as a haven for that demographic of small businesses, women-owned businesses, minority-owned business, disadvantaged business, where they don't need to worry about, they can't afford to put it on big radio, they can't afford to put it on big television, but they can come in and literally tell their story and package it and deliver it to the marketplace. Themselves. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. I mean, there has never been a better time to control your media, to control your reach than today.
Exactly.
And
in a very targeted fashion. Right.
And, I think small business owners, minority-owned businesses, women-owned businesses, it's letting go of the fear of being on the other side of the camera. Yeah. It can be daunting.
Yes.
But if you can do that,
it's like a deer in headlights.
That's right. If you can speak intelligently about your product, about your service, and get on the other side of that camera.
And it's not even an option. Most people don't understand when you go into business, they feel like it's gonna, you build the field of dreams, you build it, they're gonna come. No. Now you build it, you're gonna have to go out there and tell people that you exist. It's not, people are not just gonna come to you.
In a way that makes them want yours over someone else's.
Absolutely.
And there's never been an easier moment. Than now. You can do it from the sanctity of your own. I want you to come to the voice box.
Exactly.
But you can do it from home.
Exactly. Well, with the couple of minutes we have left, let's talk about programming.
Yes.
The kind of shows we got, talk about coming out of here. Why don't you give us a little rundown? What I'd like to do is I'd like to play one of your promotional video, if I will, if I can. Here we go. So, tell me a little bit about that. I love the creativity behind that.
Yeah, legalese on me. I mean, it's just what it says. Legal ease, making complex legal stuff easy to understand.
For folks like me, right?
For everyone. I mean,
legal for dummy 101, like people get.
I mean, listen, my philosophy is there's no reason to make it complex. Yeah. You have the contracts with the therewiths and the heretofores. I mean, let's just cut through all of that and get right to the chase. What is it? Yeah. What do we do about it? And so that's what legalese is all about. It's really just getting to what does it mean for your business? Yeah. What's changing in the law? What does it matter? And
I just love that you're bringing the two worlds. The two worlds are going to collide. Creative and law.
Yeah.
Because, when you're in the creative part, you're free-spirited, right? To whatever, right? But the minute you start talking about legalities, people start to clam up. They become fearful or start running the other way.
That's right.
And so I see an interest in marriage between what the creative side of things and you
have fun.
talking about the legal aspect of things, right? Am I wrong? Or what?
We are going to make the law fun. We're going to stop running from the legal things in our businesses and letting that stuff pile up. Mm-hmm. We're going to make it simple. So we can do it. Our businesses can accelerate. And it could be great. We're going to have fun.
I'm looking forward. And that's going to premiere on May 1st?
May 1st.
All right. Look at that. Yes. All right. Good. Booyah.
So we have legalese on me. Uh-huh. And then we have the emotional pet guy.
No, hold on. Emotional pet guy.
The emotional pet guy.
Now, how is that going to work? Now, help me out here.
So
I heard something about that. Something. But
there's a marriage between emotional intelligence.
Okay.
How we show up in the world, how we respond to the world responds to us, and the marriage between pets and how pets make us better people.
Yeah, that companionship, whether it's a human being or an animal,
That's right.
you know.
And in full candor, the emotional pet guy is my husband, Adrian, the Arms Archie,
The arms arch.
former collegiate and NFL and Canadian football player,
Wow.
turned pet franchisor
Fred Jones.
and emotional intelligence coach, who only like he can marries two very meaty topics and makes them fun, but
I got to see this.
I mean, he makes grown
I gotta see.
football playing men cry.
What?
With chihuahuas on their laps. I don't know.
Oh my
But
God.
he does it.
What?
So you would definitely want to tune in for that.
Oh my gosh! I
Absolutely.
can't wait. What else? What else have you got? What else have we got?
I mean, we have really, I mean, I'm talking about best in class Caribbean cooking shows.
Nice.
That's, I mean, I'm not, spoiler alert, I'm not going to give it to you. You're going to have to wait to see.
Okay.
But when I tell you we are bringing the heat,
Bring it on,
we're,
baby.
we're bringing
Bring it
the
on.
heat.
Bring it on.
We're bringing the heat.
Bring it on. We're live on the La Mega Mundial, and they're in 90 Latin markets. You know, when you say ethnicity, people of color, culture, people are looking for a fresh look, experience from, what's out there for them. Because I don't know everything. Most people don't know everything, and I'm a student for life. I want to learn everything and anything every day to make life different and more interesting for me.
Okay, you like to pray.
That's right.
Okay, so Giant Slayer, we're bringing the spirit.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Amen.
So we can't leave that out.
Gotta love it.
We've got to address the whole person.
That's right.
So we have the legal,
that thing,
pets.
right. So there's the faith-based
The faith-based
program as well.
program, that's right.
So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so Giant Slayer started as actually really dedicated to women's empowerment through the power of prayer. And we've sort of expanded that to invite everyone, men, women, boys, girls, everyone. Still centrally based on prayer but Bible. And we just teach the Bible. It's
Amen.
nothing spooky, nothing weird. We just teach the basic practical wisdom for everyday living.
Nice.
Based on sound biblical principles and how that applies to how we show up in the world every day. Because that's what we need. We need to know how to make it make sense.
Amen.
That's it.
On that note, I want to thank you so much for this opportunity to really work together,
Yes.
partner together, and just make some good things happen in this community. In a world that is just lost and confused and complex, and people have just lost their mind. And so we need to really believe and trust that what we are and who we are individually in our ministry to be able to talk about those gifts and talent to give back to this crazy world we're in and to affect and change lives.
Thank you so much for your vision,
Thank you.
for the Callaloo
Yes.
Network.
Oh, yeah, you said it. Look at you.
Yeah,
Look at you.
I'm in.
She
Listen,
said Callaloo.
I'm
She said,
invested.
some people like, Callaloo. She said Callaloo.
No,
Look at that.
I'm very
Nice.
good at accents.
Nice. All right. Well, it is great that today we made the official announcement of The Voice now being part of the Callaloo Alliance Media Network. We're a global network all over the world. We have some great partnerships all over the world and in key markets.
And have we been able to make it known that all the talent, the content coming through VoiceBox will be able to offer access to the marketplace?
Talk about that. You know
Yes.
what? Yes. Now that you bring it up, why don't you talk a little
Yes.
bit about that?
I mean, the small businesses, the minority-owned businesses, the
Right.
women-owned businesses
Will be featured
will be featured
on the network.
on the network.
Right.
I mean, and have access to the exchange of ideas and community. I mean, how many businesses right now do you have?
But the marketplace,
Yes.
I think 123,000
I mean, that's amazing.
globally.
Amazing.
Most of them in the United States, but these are businesses from around the world in the country. 123,000.
I mean, what a
I
resource.
think it's a little more than that, but I'm being conservative.
I mean, that is acceleration of zero.
Yeah.
Just in terms of the resource. And, of course, I am always.
But I think more important, where I thought you were going with this is the fact that subscribers, members
Yes.
of the Voice Box,
Yes,
part of the value
I was
add,
going there.
the value add of being a member, a subscriber to the Voice Box, you will have the ability, the option to be featured on the network.
I wanted him to say it. It sounds so much better when the founder
Yes.
says it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Absolutely. So, any closing remarks?
Just thank you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.
And I'm excited about what this means for VoiceBox customers, for the small businesses coming through here. It is to the moon. It's going to be awesome.
Fantastic. All right, folks, you heard it here yourself. Okay, we're very excited. We're kicking off May 1st. Everything here in South Florida. I now have a reason to call South Florida home. It's been a struggle. It's been a long road to get into this place. And I feel the love from all of my strategic partners.
Yes.
You met them today. Let me just kind of bring it up and show you guys just a recap of who the partners are. Of course, you have Aaliyah as well. We go back. That's Grant. Grant was the first one that you met for Follow the Brand. We have Jerome Hutchison, the founder of iCava. Then we have Chris Principe, the publisher of Financial IT. And I believe if we go this way, we'll see Yvette. These are some of the great pictures of the studio. Real quickly. Let me go too far. Don't go too fast. Here's just bird's eye view of what you will see when you come here. This is the voice, the voice box and podcast and creative studio. Just phenomenal. Look at what you're seeing here on the screen. It's just perfect place to be to do and create your brand. And of course, my colleague who's responsible for connecting us, Yvette Wood, and her new show called Finesse coming up on the program on the network as well. And so I want to just say thank you once again for tuning in as part of this live press event, and look forward to kicking off your show on May 1st.
That's right. I think we'll have some toasts
toasts.
maybe on Facebook Live with
absolutely.
our partners.
Absolutely. All right, folks. Well, that's it for us, and I will say until next time, stay safe. We'll talk soon.
Very nice.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
I'm gonna grab Eliza.
Okay.
Who?
Can you stay for a picture?
Okay.
Somebody was upset that connection was bad when you was dropping wisdom.
Oh, was it?
That's what they said.
Oh. I love you. So when do we go to Taiwan?